Hello my little worms, I'm Dei, and welcome back to Dei Completes Arknights, the series in which I try to actually make progress in the Arknight story, one level at a time. And should I address the fact that it's been over a month since last episode? It's a long level, I just couldn't bring myself to be in the mood for this much reading. Okay, sue me, although don't, I don't have a lot of money. And the level we're attacking today is R8-6. War, sprawling without cease. The mightiest and meekest both share the same tenacity. That's not a very long description there, but good to know that the mightiest and meekest both share the same tenacity. Good for them, I guess. And now it's time to start the level. Mission start! Hui-che. Back when I first became infected, my mind wasn't clear on anything. I knew Cachet wanted to use me to do so much, but I was always afraid. What was it he wanted me to do? Had he planned some kind of trick? One to destroy, in a blink of an eye, the network of infected I'd spent so much time setting up? Or had he planned to let me divide the infected? Let them drift into two camps, the Urbanites and the settlers? Or the even more frightening scenario, perhaps he'd planned for the infected to become a new army, and for Ursus to be plunged into war once more. I could only speculate. He hung over my head like a murky spectre, impossible to chase off. But I could only move onward. One of the Yetis, apparently called Petrova, used Seisty milk. I don't know what that is, but yes, yesterday to stir-fry oil seeds. A strange recipe for sure. The taste was pretty interesting. Calling a taste interesting is just a different way of saying bad. Darkness. Buildings. Wheel. Alina. Oh, that. I remember that. The time's gone so fast. It's been 2 whole years. It's been 2 years since the last episode. Oops. I thought it had only been a month. Are the stories the fighters passed around true then? You really fought with her. From the sound of it, you both blew the entire city ruins into oblivion. Impressive. It wasn't that dramatic. Rumors always get more outlandish as time goes on. All I did was melt her Orignium ice crystals. Aha, still sounds decently impressive. How do I pronounce that one? Sasenkta. Maybe? No running around. You'll slip. Look at them. Just free to live. It's so nice. It's a duty of mine. I never imagined you'd volunteer to teach the children. I get along a lot better with the children than I do with Ursus. What was that about melting just now? Frostnova's Orignium ice crystals. A sort of arts device. Squad used, my guess. That's something. I'm sure Frostnova didn't like it. No, I took a single breath and she froze half my body. Ooh, that sounds concerning. And when I finally snapped out of it, she was already charging me, going for the neck with an ice blade. I blocked it, took in the hissing sound, and this sword tasted frost for the first time in all its years. It was probably a first for her too, meeting someone who could chip her blade. Ah, you're pretty happy to talk about this. Are you proud of it, maybe? Not really. Yeah, maybe you're right. That child, the one hiding behind the wood fence, what's her name? Oh god. Lyubov? Like, this is very hard to... Because L-U-Y and then Bov. Lyubov, maybe. That's enough spying on us. God damn it. Lyuba? Maybe. I'll read a story for you all next period. That's right, a story all about an old ghost in the Grey Forest. A scary story! Could you help bring me some wood shavings? Put them in a basket, thank you. So then, Frostnova. Alina, you know it's Frostnova we're talking about. Her name spread among the casters of the northwestern tundra long before mine ever did. I thought you didn't like it when people spoke your name. If anyone ever uses it to threaten, then of course I won't be happy. But if hearing my name makes them want to challenge me, then that's not too shabby. Nothing like you. I don't think Frostnova ever gives challenges the time of day. Thinking about it that way, you really stoked her fire, didn't you? She's the top of the infected casters, the top squad commander, and the strongest of the infected warriors to boot. Don't misunderstand. It's not like that's what I aim for. Plenty of people think you resemble each other in places, though. Some of the children say they want to be like Frostnova, and some of them say they want to be a hero like you. Oh, time out, time out. Now that's a word I'm not happy with. How about you, Alina? What do you think? No two people are alike in my eyes. Figured you'd say something like that. Truth be told, I don't really know what Frostnova's life was like as a child. She's been brought up well, it was probably alright. But don't let any child experience the things I did. You've been brought up well too. I don't want to talk about it. Tallulah, none of us know the bitter things the world has in store for them, nor whether those things will be even more absurd than what we've already seen. Well, that's depressing. It's also the reason I wanted to be a teacher. My teacher wasn't anything like you for sure. I get what you mean now. You're saying maybe Frostnova also had, well, who knows? No two infected live identical lives, except for that one and that one. That's Fred and Barry. They're completely identical, always been identical since the day they were born. Well, to wrap up, I never slacked on practicing technique again after my dispute with Frostnova. Not just arts, my swordsmanship too. Like hell she'll ever best me again in either. I know you and her fought. What about after that? It took until her anger abated before she told me she wasn't one responsible. Then that only leaves one person who could have been. You're right on the mark. Yes, it wasn't too long after our scuffle finished that out from another end of the city came a person. Is remembering it that much effort? I should say that first impressions was too shocking. I'm scrambling to find the words for you. The broad midday light spilled over his body, but couldn't melt away the black as tar. I was in the middle of telling Frostnova about my project. I'd gotten up to where I was in contact with infected in other cities. I wanted to assemble the funds to construct or seek out a small-scale nomadic city, and invited them to join the project. I saw his shadow. I couldn't keep speaking. What stopped you? I'm not that confident in myself. Not that confident. I've never seen you short of confidence before. I mean, this was Patriot. You shouldn't talk him over. I still haven't to this day. You already know all the rest. After Frostnova and I had our friendly discussion, our group successfully joined up with the guerrillas. Good for us. All else aside, after hearing we could go with the guerrillas, plenty of our infected were happy beyond belief. These last 2 years have been better to us than before. You made a good choice. You're finally in the right, Tallulah. I mean, the way I see it, the guerrillas definitely didn't care about me or the other infected fighters. They just couldn't ignore the rest of the infected traveling with us. Then that's even less reason to be down about it. You thought the same way after all. But it's been 2 years. The situation hasn't made any headway at all. Think about it this way, Tallulah. From what moment did you start feeling Patriot didn't approve of you? Over a year ago. Not long after we joined up with the guerrillas. All the way up until now. Oh no. Nighttime.
Not happening.
God, I'm not looking forward to this, but this is going to be a lot of Frostnova dialogue.
We don't even know how many more infected are out in the tundra under Ursus' wretched rule. It's too early yet to be talking with the guerrillas about the infected in the cities.
Such long lines. Please, no. Why did I have to be consistent with this voice? We're not intending Now I'm screwing up just the normal words. We're not intending to abandon the tundra's infected. Why would I have brought them with me otherwise? Sooner or later will come the day we return. Our objective is to have Ursus's, no, the entire world's infected come together. In a giant ball, an infected mass that we can roll around. Maybe not, that seems unlikely. We may be in differing places, but our lack of resignation to our circumstances is one and the same. Indistinguishable. A friend of mine in a certain city calls that kind of behavior reunion. Oh, is that where that name comes from? Uh-oh. He calls on the infected to come together, naming it the reunion movement, revolving around one identical belief, protesting against Ursus's cruel rule over the infected.
And we should get the chance to protest the Ursus soldiers on the tundra about the exploitation in the mines.
It's so difficult to do this voice. I'm so out of practice. I used to do it all the time back when I started doing this originally. Why does it have to be such a long gap and then so much of it again?
But I can't say you'd make them turn over a new leaf. Tallulah, forget the common people for a moment. Talk about the soldiers. The Ursus army wouldn't let a single one of us go. If you want to go south to protest, we could just save ourselves the trouble and find a division to kill us.
Ursus is not a single-minded entity. This is our chance. What the reunion movement aims to do is pass on the belief. But I see even more opportunities in it. We have our own signal to send.
What signal?
You are not alone. .. You know better than I do that staying on the tundra is A life of attrition, eating away at our strength. We need to go beyond it. Plus ultra.
I don't decide this stuff.
You're still not willing to decide it.
If the price of leaving is death, then my life never had much use
God, it's...
Then my life never had much use outside of taking down a nurse's soldier or two. But what about the people around us? Tallulah, you haven't got brothers and sisters by your side. I'm not going to let mine throw away their lives. But I think the other part is right.
Which part?
Telling the infected they're not alone. We spent too much time on one thing, here on the tundra, seeking friends. But linking up with the city's infected? Guess people from the big city really do like to dream a little bigger.
I don't need you mocking me yet, Frostnova.
I'm not mocking you. You're so strong. You've taken all of them a long, long way, just like us. But it's a dream. Going south, trust me. The guerrilla forces grows, but we're infected. We don't have many years left, and your alliance would need plenty of years, at least.
And that's precisely why.
Dad?
No, not Patriot 2. Okay, I don't even remember the Patriot voice. Mr. Patriot? Patriot sits down by the bonfire. Like Tallulah had simulated over and over in her mind, Patriot simply sits down, wordless, and gazes into the fire. Thank you, Patriot. Thank you for wordless. Thank you.
You're good. Keep going.
Oh god, I'm so glad that he didn't speak. But he might still speak, and I don't remember the voice at all. Oh god, so Tallulah, I almost did the Frostnova twitch for a second. It's precisely because we don't have many years left. The south has fields of bumper crops, suitable temperatures, 4 seasons to tell apart, and all sorts of fresh food. Resources, education, prospects, and a future.
Future?
Frostnova, there's every likelihood I know what you're thinking.
What I'm thinking is written on my face. I don't know anything you'd call a future.
We may not have much time left at all. There's only so many places it'd let us set foot. But the infected should have a future. For the future infected, for those who come after us. Frostnova, we'll find those infected a home. Somewhere Ursus and the infected patrol unit won't disturb. Somewhere the Ursus armies can't surround. And you know for sure... Oh, oops, wrong one.
And you know for sure, taking the infected with us would get in the way of the guerrillas' operations. But we won't abandon them. It'll be a seriously difficult path.
Is that it? Is that it? No more Frostnova? At the very least, what hopes we bring about before we can die? We can die? We can... At the very least, what hopes we bring about before we die can be left to others. And if we overthrow Ursus's present system over the infected, everything will change. But nope, not the end of our dialogue, damn.
We're thin on the ground. If you weren't an infected, would you shake my hand?
We'd start from a handshake in that case.
What you're saying is probably... Dad, where are you going?
No! Oh man, what was the voice? I remember it was just really painful. I've had enough. Maybe something like that. Is that it? Sir.
Hey, don't mind it too much.
Darkness? Nope, we're still going. So much reading. Oh, we're back to Alina. Okay, no more Frostnova dialogue. Good. He was probably just thinking it over. He's been thinking it over for ages, if so. It's been 2 years, and the only conversations we've ever had have been about team composition and following plans. He's never asked me once about anything to do with any project. Tallulah, no matter if he's ridiculing you or opposing you, not that I think he's the type to really ridicule other people, you're still going to wait forever, am I right or not? If we want to leave the tundra, we need the power of the guerrillas. I'll keep at it. Because he's the hope of the tundra's infected? I thought you didn't say things like that. I mean, you never... You don't say things like that, right? I just want to know what your thought process is like. I think it's because he's the symbol the tundra's infected unite behind. A symbol with no way of passing on to the next generation. Damn. Ooh, what now? What? No, damn it.
Get up. How long are you planning to stay there?
You gave me a chill, you goddamn white rabbit.
I don't care how stick-thin you are. Don't tell me this cold front's too much for you.
You sure weren't saying that when you iced these Ursus weapons.
Brothers and sisters, withdraw. Let them follow. Draw out the mine gods.
Just hold on until the shield guards can spot us. Don't lose hope. The guards of what mine? I don't know.
Pace. Pick it up. Faster. The gorillas are in place to get the mine gods double-teamed.
How do you figure? Wait, those strange Arignium ornaments. Did the gorillas arrange those?
Those were set up for my father.
The Ursus army isn't pursuing us anymore. Seems like they're really not a fan of what those entail. Wait, are these some kind of Sarkaz thing?
His Sarkaz ceremony. These two are the best we could make with what we had on hand.
Patriot. Is Patriot here?
You said it yourself. You were expecting our team to be surprise attacked. And if we wanted to annihilate their whole company, of course we'd come up short if we only relied on our squad. They're already beginning to rout. Have you ever seen my father in battle before, Tallulah?
Probably not. Him. It's him. Why did none of you say he was here? Retreat! Retreat! Just forget them! Forget them! Wait, hold on. He's coming from the rear? Then what's all this in front of us? Hello? Hello? Say something! Say something! Oh no. It's him. ... Until those local troops let loose their violence upon him, the Sarkaz who towered over all others makes no move, nor does he make a sound, and I'm very happy that you keep not making sounds. Yet Tallulah hears, laced through the north wind of the tundra, something not unlike cries. The shudders of the world itself, its wickedness cowering back, step after step before the Wendigo. Patriot stands fast, and casts toward the tundra a long halberd. And in the gloom of a sky that knows only to devour all life, suddenly a chasm is cut.
Andiamo.
And here we are on the level. The Arignium materials, well, it's still frost now, I still gotta do it, don't I? Damn it.
The Arignium materials I asked you to prepare in advance, do you have them on you? If not, fall back. My father's witchcraft doesn't separate enemy from ally. Anyone's life can be sucked away. If they didn't prepare properly, Patriot would be the only living thing left on the battlefield.
I have the materials on me. I've also applied the paint to myself, just like you told me. Anything else to worry about?
No, you're good. We were short on resources this time, so we just put up a simple installation. Thanks to our secret protective measures, the Arignium altar will have next to no effect on us. But if it was a properly constructed altar, no matter what tricks you tried, you wouldn't escape the witchcraft's effects. Nobody's lived to tell the tale. Get ready! Tallulah, count yourself lucky. Lucky my father's standing with us, Tundra Infected, on our side.
Are we done? Oh god, we're done. Okay, basic caster in the Ursus army down there. You're heading that way, I guess, to deal with that. We've got something up there. So I guess we should immediately put our vanguards up this way. Because that's probably where a lot of combat's going to be happening. Also, 69. Nice. You're probably not going to be fine dealing with them all yourself, are you? I don't know. Because you're taking a decent chunk of damage there already. So I'm a little worried. I kind of want to put you here to deal with as many of those as possible. Let's speed up a little. Use you, because I really do need more DP right now. Because we've only got them up there, and I really want someone strong. So I'll put Blaze there, so she can attack these two squares as they're going around this corner. That'll probably be decent. Unfortunately, we already lost Exia. She died, like, immediately. That's not great. We probably want to get a healer down. Ooh, I don't know if it would be best to put her there like that, or put a range unit. I'm just going to go for it. Why not? Okay, maybe when Exia comes back, we put Exia here, because that way Exia can be shooting down here, but probably not be within the range of this. So that might be a little safer. So potentially I'll go with that in about 40 seconds. So for now, I guess we can put someone else down. You here, maybe? Because that would be pretty effective. You can hit everyone as they go around. So that's decently good. Oh, you're taking quite a lot. I don't like that. I don't know if I can heal Tallulah with a healer. Can I check this? Are you capable of healing them? I don't think so. That's unfortunate. Let's just get rid of you so that you're not just sitting there. I might need to put you somewhere else afterwards. We can at least do this to try and get rid of one of them. That might help. Activate the ability to make it kill quicker. Okay, you're down. Hopefully Tallulah can deal with that one, and then we should be fine there. As long as there's not, like, tons more. Okay, that's that. Ooh, you. I remember those guys being a bit of a pain. I don't remember what they do, though. Okay, so what do we need to do here? We can stun them using you. That will definitely get that down. Got another one coming through there. So there is more of them coming through now. Okay, does this hit that spot? It doesn't. So if I do this... Ooh, I don't like the fact that you just walked right past. Can you kill that one, please? Thank you. Thank you, Exia, for killing that one. That's very appreciative. Use that even though we're getting pretty close to max DP. You're so low, Tallulah. That's really not great, is it? Okay, so long as you can still keep doing a decent amount of work, let's get you healed from that angle. Well, unfortunately, we're not doing the plan of putting Exia there, but it's kind of unimportant since the enemies aren't getting to where they were going to be shot anyway. So Exia's probably better off here anyway. Okay, what do we need to do now? Because we've got 2 guys coming in there. One of you that's attacking our healer. They should be able to keep themselves up, hopefully. Let's activate that because quite a few coming through there right now. Lula's still taking a lot of damage. I don't like that. What do we do? What do we do? You here to try to get rid of some of these guys because they're really shooting our healer a lot, and I don't like that because that's the only one potentially keeping Exia up, right? Okay, you kill that. There's not too many enemies left. We're getting pretty low now. I don't need DP. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, we've still got Texas that we can panic place down. I think I'll do that now, right here, to try and take out these 2 casters, because I don't like that they're probably going to kill the healer. I need you to take out this one. Okay. Tallulah counts as one of the units, doesn't she? So she going through is going to be the final one. So just wait for her to go through right now, and... Come on, a little bit faster. Mission accomplished. Thank you for your assistance, Mr. I looked up the voice. It was
Tallulah. You want to leave the tundra. You will be crushed under the armor of Ursus.
Oh, God, trying to go between that one to immediately frost over was not easy.
Dad, why right now? Didn't we already...
The shield guards have already gone to collect resources. Take the squad. Order them all to move.
All right.
You and your project will get everyone killed.
Tallulah realizes this is the first time the giant before her has personally issued his opinion. Even if that opinion is no shock, it still shakes her to the bone. And the northwestern tundra can't keep us alive forever. The larger our group grows, the more food and energy supplies we need, and the villagers that revile us far outnumber the ones that support us. One season of, moss oats each year. Even if we all pitch in for the tilling, how much would we harvest in the end? Will our fields be destroyed by the patrol unit? The guerrillas can easily dispose of them, but the other infected can't.
You are hastening their deaths.
Our only choice is to leave the tundra. Not for Sammy, and not for the barons. We'll head east, head south, head for warmer places.
How will you survive? How will you allow us all, so numerous, to survive? The guerrillas save people. The guerrillas sacrifice none but ourselves. Only warriors sacrifice themselves.
But there are infected in every city and their surroundings. So many more than there are on the tundra. You permanently protect the north, detesting all that the infected of the north endure. So you've had little chance to understand the kind of life the infected of the south have.
Do they live well?
They live miserably.
You want to absorb them?
I intend to unite with them.
When the Empire turns its gaze to the infected, you will bear the brunt.
I don't want them to unite by my side. No, I want them to unite under one encompassing philosophy.
Philosophy? The infected are taken as sawdust on the tundra, as slag in the mines, as warnings in the villages, as unknown fuel in the cities. The tundra infected are certainly not ignorant nor foolish. We do not cradle fantasy. All philosophies are fantasy before they are put into practice. On the tundra, there are still mines, patrol forces, foolish and lackadaisical guards. We have places to obtain our resources.
The resources throughout this icy tundra will sooner or later be exhausted, because we have no method of extracting our own. We have no enduringly mobile nomadic city, no specially qualified catastrophe messengers.
Go to the city, and we have nothing at all.
We will earn new friends.
Who are your friends? I recognize your project has merit to it, but at the same time, it is also nothing special. How many strategists have died frustrated on the tundra? You speak of it, and I see no reason it could be done, nor on what it would be realized. Why could the last emperor make the land tremble? Because he held fast to it, never taking of any wild, far-flung vision. He only walked in steps, which you cannot do. ...
Sir, you say I may be crushed by the armor of Ursus, and I concede that. They will sooner or later turn their attention to us here. There will always come a day when they catch us. None of us can escape it. Let them come? Is that how you approach it, sir? That the tundra would prepare you better for a battle?
You are seeking a new battlefield.
I'm looking for a chance to win. As far as so many more infected are concerned, that's hope. But to fighters like you and me, that's a crossroads. The only crossroads where we can break from our intrinsic strategy. To wander the tundra, in the end, is still nothing more than a slow death, much like the little life we have left as infected. I need to repeat this point, over and over, because we're all fully aware of it. ...
Perhaps my daughter is convinced by you, but I will not be convinced by someone who has never lost hope in the truest sense, who has who has only ever sprouted an empty,
what is this word? I don't know.
Miscellany of armchair strategies.
I'm assuming it's miscellany, as in miscellaneous. That's what I'm assuming there. ... God, my throat is so dead, though. Why do I have to do the Patriot voice again? The crossover one's already bad enough. Oh, God. Speaking of...
Tallulah, where are you going?
I'm fine. Just going to check if there are any survivors in the mines.
The guerrillas have already set out, and the village is starting to move too. The army isn't following our tracks either. Dad, what's up with you?
Just a normal cough.
Yes, very normal. As you can tell by the fact your throat is completely dead. I don't know if at this point his throat is meant to be, like, better than it is in future, because I think it's, like, worse over time, but I'm just doing the exact same one. A rustling sound. ... Is somebody there? I know you're all here. You're not with the army. You haven't even broken a twig with your steps. I mean you no harm. If you're not infected, I'll leave you be, unless you need assistance. Don't come any closer. Don't move. If you do, I'll shoot. Ah. Yes. She's infected. Sasha, my arts can drive infected away. You can't use your arts. Sasha, get out of here already. We were just getting things from the mines. We don't want to kill anyone. I'll shoot. You'll die. Sasha, when you say that... ... How long have you gone without eating? Why do you care? We're in the vicinity of a militarized mine. You wouldn't dare light a fire. The way you shake makes me think of wheat being sifted. Wine. How do I make a whiny sound? Don't be scared. Tallulah grasped a branch with one hand. Softly, gently, she hands this branch to the two children, and within it, small sparks dance out. It's warmer now, isn't it? That's right. I really am infected. Good for you. Or probably bad for you. It tends to be quite bad for you, honestly. Yeah, that's what I've seen so far. So that's how it happened. By the way, there was like a 10-minute break between that cut there. The Wendigo did what he does best and brutally assassinated my throat. But I did check, and there's no more Patriot dialogue before the end of this level, so thank God. That's how you found Sasha and Eno. Yes, those two that we just saw. They were never willing to talk about the past. If we never found them, they would have certainly passed away. Perhaps ever since Patriot refuted me, it was the one bit of good I'd done. So what's happened today, then? I was careless with my arts during training. Frostnova's cloak was hung up nearby, and they spread to it. Now she's out for my life. Uh-oh, that seems concerning. And you promised you'd help sew it back up. To tell the truth, Alina. Oh, whatever, give it to me. Knowing you, I'm scared you'd sew yourself to it. Don't you want to join our group? If we have your gift with wounds, there's a decently better chance I'll talk Patriot over. I've told you before, Tallulah, my arts would be useless with the guerrillas. I can stand the blood, but I don't want the initiative to harm people myself. You'll be facing much more than just the infected patrol unit soon enough. I suppose if I had dragged you along, I'd have been bothering you too much. You put it that way on purpose, didn't you? No, I don't remember wrong now. It was I who wanted to go with you. And up to now, it's been for one reason. It's because, Tallulah, I feel like there's every chance you'd forget. Forget what? Forget just what it is you want to do. I've been striving all this time for the future of the infected. That's not what you said back at the very start. What did you say? Tallulah, we all know people can change. If bit by bit we shake ourselves clean of all of the things we've persevered with, or if we replace them with something new, then there's a certain point where we realize we just haven't persevered in anything, right? In a constant battle and with things changing all the time, it's only natural I'd alter my policy. If rigor sets into our thinking, it could very well make us weaker. And where did that stubborn part of you go? ... Do you want to prove that the infected are just like normal people? Or do you want to prove that normal people are just like the infected? What's the difference? There's a big difference. If there's only infected, then who's even a normal person? Would we want all people to catch autopathy? Or to cut ourselves off completely from the normal people? But if there were only normal people, no infected, then the people who caught autopathy would be normal people underneath. Normal like the people who haven't. Elders are just normal people. Ancients are just normal people. Villagers who all know each other are normal people. And whoever's living in the cities should be normal people all the same. But Dei is not a normal person. Oh, Dei is like the one exception. That is a freak that should be burned. Tallulah, do you want to return to your family? You're all my family. No, we aren't. If we cleared all this autopathy off your skin, would we be able to go back home? You and I are of a mind of this. We couldn't. The tundra and our lives have completely changed us. The infected have no way of returning to their former lives. Darkness. Candles. Tallulah, do you feel proud of yourself for being infected now? Why would you ask? Because you can cast arts without a staff? Because our lives are so fleetingly short? Because even though we've gone through so much hardship, we can still persevere and live on? What reason would you choose? I don't need to choose any, Helena. I'm proud just to be an infected, because this world still hasn't killed me yet. And for that matter, we don't need anything to cause us to pursue fairness. We should have been pursuing fairness in the first place, that's why. And if the world won't give it, we'll just have to take it from it. Then you really are brave. You're not laughing at me, are you? Of course not. How could I? Well, I feel they're all brave too. All the people struggling against the fate that's been forced on us. Then I'm sure you feel. Feel what? That our fates are just rotten. Well, obviously. I don't feel that way, Tallulah. That's another of your ironic remarks, Alina. No, what I mean is the fact I can sit here, talking with you, knowing we have our guards outside the village protecting us. Fate has already been very kind to me. Don't say that. Fate's a jealous one. Talking about those things is just tempting it to take them away. But I don't believe in fate, Tallulah. Because you can change it. Because I can't see it. You only believe in what you can see? Interesting. You know most concepts can't be visualized. You don't believe in any concepts. Tallulah, what you can see, what you can touch, those are things you can rely on. I can see the cloak I'm holding in my left hand. I can see the candlelight. And I can see the needle I'm holding in my right. I can see the infected children's smiles, and I can see the white smokes of vegetables, roasting fragrantly, wafting through the air. I can see the snow melting, and I can see the two moons dancing spryly in the clear night sky. And then there's people who can't see even these. Tallulah, if there came a day when we all left you, would you still be able to fight on? What do you mean? It could always happen. If that time came, would you still feel it was worth it to stand against fate? Would you possibly think, this is just too much, I just can't do anything anymore? If Patriots taught me anything, then one lesson comes to mind, from long ago at that. I wouldn't bow my head. It sneers at me, and I'll be certain to burn it to ash. You're a blockhead, Tallulah. That or you're getting old. Hey! Only old people get to say that stuff without coming off as naive. Because if someone's gotten old as old gets, and still keeps their outlook all the way, it just means they've gone through far, far too much, to the point the world's left its bitter vestiges on their body, allows them no rest in passing the remainder of their life. And they're living in the desert of the past. If it were me, I wouldn't even have the courage to take the first step. If I were that old and had that much arrogance, I'd be taking the events of the past and stabbing myself with them every single step I took. I can't even imagine it. Stuck in the sands of memory, Of all the past, how does a person even know they're still moving forwards? And what kind of resilient spirit does it take to let them make a new first step, unlike any they've made before? I feel like you've been hinting at someone this entire time. I've said I know a lot of what he's done, but I think truthfully, don't know Mr. Patriot at all. I've never spoken a single word to him. Thank God you're not going to be speaking to him right now, right? Please no more. I don't like when he speaks because I have to be the voice. It's so painful. If you say that's him, well, why not? Let it be him. If Mr. Patriot, your faster substitute. Unlike all the old-aged warriors, young people can much more easily forget things, give up on things, forgive themselves. So you feel like I'm only fighting for all the things I can see? Or maybe you're telling me that might not be right? Compared to the things you'd told me back when we left the village, it's just too shallow. In just these few short years, you've already become an outstanding leader, but it's not entirely a good thing for you. You can't let yourself stop here, can you? If righteousness can only be upheld by greater and greater violence, can it even be called righteousness still? Those words have rolled around in my head for years and years now. For so many years, I've been constantly thinking it over. I probably haven't gotten it straight yet, but I've been thinking it over and over. Alright then, let's throw fate and making stands and all those other words we were talking about out the window. What is it you want to teach us today, Professor Alina? Hey, are you that flippant with Frostnova too? Don't joke about that. Frostnova freeze both our mouths shut. Taking you for example, Tallulah. You wouldn't fight just to defeat what enemies you see, right? The patrol unit, the mine overseers, the drafted soldiers following our trail, the Ursus Minister of Medicine. If you defeated all of these, would we be victorious? Since all of these are awful things, and so we need to defeat them? Professor Alina wants me to do battle with things I can't see. How would I defeat them then? Well, you just need to use something that ghosts are weak against. We're talking about ghosts, right? With things you can promise. Warmth, food, bedding. These are all things you'll be able to touch on someday or another. Think things unlike those. This battle of ours probably won't bear results. It's likely we have no way to win. I'm already not that fond of making promises. Things too far away are near as good as me playing tricks. If we can never win, then should we still fight? Haven't I asked you before, when that time comes, would you still feel this fate is worth you making a stand against it? Once this is all over, you won't even be able to so much as see your enemies. You'll share those enemies with all those people who can't see a future. And then, that's when the true battle's really just begun. ... You mentioned that spirit, those enemies, and those things that carve into ours and the Ursus people bones. The Emperor? The Emperor is just one form of it. As long as people won't lay down their blades, this conflict will never end. I don't quite agree. People taking up their blades to fend off what causes them strife is just the thing to do. I don't think I read that line right, but I skipped it before actually checking, but it was probably close enough. You're not wrong. Honestly, this conflict is the sort that'll never end in my eyes. Thanks to Mr. Patriot's blessing, I've read no small amount of Lithanian and Victoria's books. I very much liked what this one person said. Our war is a war against the ego. It's true, Tallulah, as you'll never lay down the swords in your grips. So you'll never lay down the needle in your grasp. And that wraps up our lesson today. There's almost nothing left I can really teach you. The children should be studying right now. There's some knowledge they should have by tomorrow. Tallulah, Cachet wanted you to be a sage, but people all make mistakes. When you fall over, you climb back up. But if he won't let you fall over, then all you can do is be a little careful about things. Same as when you're confronting Patriot. In all honesty, I don't see him and you as two different kinds of people. You both already believe too strongly in your own ways. I can't let those... I definitely just have to stop there. Start the line again, brain. You can do this. I can't let those any of the... Okay, now I'm seeing why that was like making me triple. I can't let those any of those... Why is it... I'm just gonna try to just ignore that and say it the way I feel like it's meant to be said. I can't let any of those lively little creatures go around saying things like you're right and he's wrong. No, Alina, I can't go and do something I don't even believe in myself. That's true. It's another one of the tricks with which Cachet bound you, exploited you. You're just saying there's no way I can wipe him out, right? It's a sort of idea, after all. We probably don't have much chance of wiping out an idea. But I'm still just that bit confident. Confident in what? If we're still by your side when that time comes, we'll definitely be able to pull you back. It doesn't matter what kind of arts Cachet had, we'll definitely have a way of breaking them down. There's always something we can do. In this battle, we'll start from words and language, start from the next moment, start from a facial expression, we'll start from now. We'll start from zero. Re-zero. They'll know what... Mushrooms? I wasn't expecting mushrooms to be one of the lines that was better shot. They'll know what mushrooms are safe to eat, how to raise livestock, how to get better a little sooner if you catch a cold. We'll try not to lose. And I believe in you. You will have the chance to talk Patriot over. I'll just force myself to take that as encouragement. I'm done sewing. You can give it to her. I can tell she really cherishes this cloak. It looks like one the army made, and it's 3 layers inside, 3 layers outside. It makes it seem really big. It probably is an army cloak. That or it's... Out of all the reasons Mr. Patriot keeps fighting, we just might have found one of them. Thank you, Alina. Wait. What is it? I'm about to prepare tomorrow's lesson. It's a drawing lesson, so they're all looking forward to it. I'll bring back 2 brushes for you next time. I mean, what I want to ask is, do you really not want to get to know Frostnova and the others? The fighters all know we have a good few infected teachers. It's just that you've been keeping yourself tucked away or... Not right now, Tallulah. Once that infected common ideal of yours becomes reality, we'll naturally come to know each other then. And besides, we're all fighters, just on different battlefields. We'll know all about each other sooner or later, won't we? You're right, Alina. Infected fighter, Alina. It's finally done. The horribly big level with the Frostnova and Patriot dialogue that I've been dreading for an entire month. It's finally over. I can now actually get back to maybe doing these regularly again. Until another giant one comes through with the 2 of them and then kills me all over again. Always the case. And I was wondering what they were talking about with the cloak there at the end. Because it seemed like they were understanding like something that they said, but I was like, I don't know what they meant by that. The Patriots other reason related to the cloak. I'm like, I don't know what that meant, but all right. Anyway, before my throat dies too much, I should probably just end this. So if you like the video, be sure to leave a like and why not subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And ring the notification bell. It does something and I still don't know what. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next level, hopefully next week. So for now, goodbye everybody, and I'll roll the outro.
I gave that bastard what he deserved. A funeral. Fit for a king.